Hello everyone, my name is Hannah, and I interned at the Family Crisis Center in Rexburg. So when it came to finding the internship, I had already previously heard about this nonprofit organization a lot from professors and fellow students who had interned there or volunteered there. What I did was I searched for social services organizations in Rexburg and then in areas that were local to my home because I wasn't sure yet where I wanted to complete the internship. I didn't find much that seemed like it would be willing to work with the requirements that BYUI had for internships. So I filled out the application online at the Family Crisis Center website. After I filled it out a little bit, I was invited to have an interview. The Crisis Center, the intern coordinator called me and invited me to have an interview, and then I was offered the internship by email. The responsibilities of the internship, a major part of it is managing reception, so that includes answering the phones, whether it's people calling just about the services we offer, donating items. It could be new clients calling that are asking to be assigned to an advocate to get resources for themselves and their family. And then greeting customers of the thrift store and whoever is entering the crisis center. In the thrift store, I would organize items a lot, keep things looking neat and nice for clients and customers that would shop there, and we would price items, and we were actually involved in checking out items of customers. And then they also had a food bank at the crisis center, and so on days when I was there when the food bank was open, we would put together boxes of all sorts of food items and personal hygiene items to give to clients and people who would just come to receive a food box. And then in downtime that I had, I would also work on projects with employees there, whether it was having them print out paperwork, or I would sit in on meetings that employees would have about their schedules at work, what programs they're offering. When I was there towards the end of the internship, they had started to put the Christmas programs together where they have certain families in the community who don't have the ability to give presents to each other or their children. And so community members will put together very nice baskets for these families to have at Christmas. And so at the beginning of that, I was helping organize family meetings with their member and then kind of put everything out for them to start assembling the baskets. So how was I an asset to the crisis center? They really need people, interns specifically, who are good listeners when it comes to answering phones. They are very, very specific on making sure you're listening to what the person needs, taking their name for a message, or when you're assigning them to an advocate. It's very important to be specific in knowing why someone is calling and what they're calling for, so that their needs be met specifically, whether it's someone in the community or at the university who are looking to educate their students more on domestic violence and sexual assault recovery, but just that it needs the messages needed to be written well and specifically with what the person who's calling needed, and then following through. So if you're going to commit to doing a project, it's very important that you follow through on it, complete all the necessary tasks you need to, and then take the initiative, ask questions, ask lots of questions. Anything that pertains to the tasks you're trying to accomplish, very important to, if you want clarity, to ask for it, especially because the company was so, or the nonprofit is so small. it's important to go out of your way and ask for help if you need it, because people may not notice it if you are confused about something. Like, you need to be specific about what you need help with. And then just being compassionate. There's so many different kinds of people, different ethnicities and cultures to come into the crisis center. And it's so important to be kind to just everyone, because you don't know what they're experiencing in their life. And benefits I gained from the crisis center, I learned a great deal of very important information about the experiences of survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault and how they recover from that trauma. I think it helped me develop a lot of empathy and just greater compassion for people who have the courage to leave those situations. And then working in the nonprofit, I was able to see how a small staff member manages such a great workload amongst each other. Each person at this nonprofit, they were involved in so many different kinds of work. While they had specific roles and needs to fulfill at the crisis center, they also had many different types of work they were involved in. They weren't just limited to these one or few tasks. And then also seeing that the potential careers I could have in working in the social services field. So it was interesting to see all the different types of work that is involved in the nonprofit and everything that is necessary to making them well. A major connection I made to the coursework I had at BOUI and the internship was just the value in being unassuming to who other people are. Like I said before, there's so much value in being kind to people and not assuming that because they were a little rude to you or because your interaction didn't go as well as you had anticipated it would, that people are mean or not good, or kind of already putting those labels on them if the interaction isn't good. But I noticed that when I made the effort to have a calm presence, be kind, to speak directly with people and not act like I was better than them, it helped so much the interactions I did have with people who were in distress, because I was able to just see the person coming as a person and not judge them for the circumstances they were in or the experiences they were having, but to just be there to give them access to the resources they need. So some tips I have for applying to internships would be to update your resume. It's very important to make the connection between important skills you had in a job and then personality qualities you have developed at a job or volunteer work, to connect it with the tasks associated with that experience. Being able to bridge the line between developing deeper personal qualities and the work you have done will help so much in explaining who you are as a person and how you have developed, whether you are a good professional, maybe how you would make a good fit at someone else's company or nonprofit organization. Second tip would be that coordinators, they want to hear what you're passionate about. So even if you don't fit the specific mold of maybe what you think someone applying for a specific internship would be, maybe there's a way you can explain what you want to do with your life and what you're passionate about, maybe how it relates to the work that you're trying to get into for an internship. That's really important to show that you are driven with what you want to accomplish in life. And then number 3, reflect on how you personally want to make a difference in the world. Think big, think about your dreams and what goals you're trying to reach for, because, well, yes, you also need to focus on who you are now and what you're doing to get where you want to go. It's important to not to show your employer that you're not limiting your capacity for what you want to do and the difference you want to make in the world. Fourth tip would be to be ready to show your supervisor that you are there to work and grow. As I tried my best and did my best to be consistent in my work at the Family Crisis Center, I was able to develop connections with people where I could feel that they trusted me as an intern and they would give me different tasks to do that maybe were outside of the normal comfort zone for an intern. But I felt comfortable with it because I knew they trusted me to follow through with the task they had given me. And number 5 is to just be genuine. If you're not someone who has big goals and wants to accomplish things in life and make change in the world, then don't say those things just to sound good. Say what feels comfortable to you. Say what actually describes who you are as a person. Contact information. So Marie Harris is the intern coordinator at the Family Crisis Center. This phone number listed is the main line for the Family Crisis Center, and you'll just have to ask someone there to direct you to her if you have questions. This is the Family Crisis Center's email, because her email is not posted to the public, so it'd be better to just contact that email. This is the website at the bottom of the page. What you can also do, though, is just search Family Crisis Center, Rexburg, Idaho, and it should pull up the Crisis Center for you. Thank you for watching my presentation.